Hi everyone, my name is Stephanie, and this is my first video, so, bear with me and don't judge me too much because, it's my first video, so the quality's not really good and I might be a little shy because it feels weird, But I really love reading and I really love young adult books, even though I'm well past teen years. I'm a grown adult, but I still really do love young adult books, and I think I always will. So I thought I would like to make a channel and discuss books with people who enjoy the same type of books as me. And since it's October, I've been interested in reading scarier books. I mean, I don't mind reading them any time of year, but now especially I like to read scary books. So I just finished this book, and it's the book that I'm going to talk about today, and it's called Daughters Unto Devil by Amy Lukavics. And I don't really ever pay attention to who the author is of a book. I know that sounds kind of bad, but unless it's someone that I read a lot of their books, then I notice, hey, this is the same person. But sometimes I will just pick a book and read it and be like, oh, that's the same person that wrote this book. So I didn't know who she was. I didn't know Amy Lukavics until I was finished with this book and I was looking at her books and I was like, oh, I've read her other book, which is called The Ravenous, I believe. And I really enjoyed that one too, and it was also a scary book. So I recommend that one too, but I could do a different video on that sometime if you wanted to hear it. But so I didn't realize that I had already known who she was and liked her stuff. I just randomly, I kind of judge a book by its cover because I'm not much for buying books. I'm more like get them from the library or on apps. Like the library has a lot of apps with ebooks and audiobooks and stuff. So that's mostly what I do. I don't really buy books because I don't really reread a book usually. I want something different. So I got this one on the app, and I was just kind of scrolling through and seeing what looked scary, and that obviously looked pretty scary. So I was like, okay, this would be good for Halloween. So I really, really liked this book. I thought it was very creepy. I mean, to me, some people might not find it scary because I'm not much for horror movies or anything, but I like scary books and I like scary video games, which is weird, but I don't like scary movies at all. But I love scary books. So I thought this was really creepy, and it was really well done, and I liked the the setting for it was prairie. It was scary little house on the prairie almost, and I really liked that. It gave it a creepier feeling than I think it would have if it was done modern. But anyway, what the story is about is this girl named Amanda and her family. They live in this cabin in the mountains, and I'm not going to give any spoilers, by the way, so I'm trying to leave out anything that would spoil anything. But they live in a cabin in the mountains, and this kind of traumatic event happens where her mom is giving birth to her baby sister, and it's in a really harsh winter, during a really harsh winter, and so they can't really go out and get help or anything, and it's a really rough delivery, and some traumatic things kind of happen, and that kind of changes her, and they decide that there's another harsh winter coming, so they're going to go to this place that they heard about, a prairie that has lots of abandoned houses. And so they get their stuff together and they go there, and really strange things start happening. And there is a doctor and his son that live in the woods by them, and they are kind of weird too. And they have heard ghost stories about where they live, but obviously they think they're just made up or whatever, but it seems as though something might be weird with the house that they find, which when they find it, they come inside and it's covered in blood, and they're not really sure why, but they end up, you know, deciding to stay. And it seems as though there might be something haunting it, or I won't give too much away, but I thought it was very good, and it was very creepy. I listened to the audiobook on this one, which I think probably made it creepier than just reading it, to hear somebody reading it to you. And when I listen to audiobooks, a lot of times I will listen to it while I shower at night, and I was home alone and showering at night for some of the scarier parts, so that actually made it scarier to me, I think. So I would recommend, if you were going to, I mean, I'm sure it would be good just reading it too, but I would recommend audiobook if you can, because it definitely made it creepier, you know, to listen to at night while you're by yourself. But I think I would rate it like, I don't know, maybe like a 4.8 out of 5. I mean, it was really good and well done, and I actually wish there was a second book to it, because I kind of feel like it ended in a way that they could. I mean, they wouldn't have to, but she could make a second book, and it would be interesting, and I would want to read it. But I also would really like to read her book, Nightingale, but they didn't have it, so I'm gonna try to look for that one. And I also would like to read The Woman in the Walls, I think is her other one. And if I do, I'm gonna try to read it before October is over, because it's just a perfect time for those type of books. But if I do, I will do a different video on those. But I could also do a video on some of my favorite scary books, even though I know October's almost over. You have a little bit of time, you know, and I could do a list of some of my favorite scary books if you'd like to see that. And I will be back with another video soon. Bye.